Please save my mom. Ukraine's interior ministry releases first moments after Russian missile strike on Sumy. Zelensky says Ukraine ready to buy 10 Patriot systems from US for $15 billion. And how can Trump call the deliberate bombing of Sumy a mistake when it clearly appears to be a targeted act of terror against innocent civilians? The latest news next. US President Donald Trump has said that he has been told that Russia made a mistake when it struck the city of Sumy on Palm Sunday, killing at least 34 people.
Yes. Do you have a reaction to Russia's Palm Sunday attack on Ukraine?
I think it was terrible, and I was told they made a mistake. But I think it's a horrible thing.
Trump did not specify who exactly had told him about the mistake. Meanwhile, he reiterated that if he had been president, he would not have allowed the war to start.
I think the whole war is a horrible thing. I think the war is, for that war to have started, is an abuse of power. This country would have never allowed that war to have started if I were president. That war is a shame.
When asked to clarify what he meant by Russia's mistake, Trump replied, "They made a mistake. I believe it was, look, you are gonna ask them. This is not a mere mistake. This is deliberate terror, carefully orchestrated by Russia." The bombing of Sumy on Palm Sunday, which claimed the lives of at least 34 innocent people, is part of a cruel and systematic campaign to spread fear and suffering across Ukraine. Calling it a mistake downplays the gravity of the situation and absolves those responsible for the destruction and death they are causing. These attacks are not accidental. They are calculated acts of violence meant to terrorize civilians and destroy the very fabric of Ukrainian society. Russia's actions are not errors but war crimes. Every bomb dropped, every life lost is a conscious decision to inflict pain on the innocent. To call it a mistake is to ignore the reality of the war crimes being committed and to let the perpetrators off the hook for their brutal, unprovoked aggression. This is not a mistake, this is terror. Dear Mr. Trump, why do you characterize this tragic event as a mere mistake, given the deliberate and calculated nature of the attack on Sumy, which resulted in the loss of innocent lives? How can you suggest that it was unintentional? What evidence or rationale supports your claim, and why do you choose to frame this act of terror as an error rather than acknowledging its brutal reality? Ukraine's Ministry of Internal Affairs has published footage from police body cameras showing the immediate aftermath of the Russian missile strike on the center of Sumy on the morning of the 13th of April, which killed 34 people and injured 119 others, reported by Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine.
Sumy, the first minutes after the Russian attack. Patrol officers, together with other services, assisted the casualties and rescued people. Ukraine once again saw the true face of the enemy. This strike is another painful scar on the heart of our country. Russia has brought death again. Innocent people were killed, including children. Eternal memory to all those who were killed, and a speedy recovery to the wounded people.
Ukraine once again saw the true face of the enemy. This strike is another painful scar on the heart of our country. Russia has brought death again. Innocent people were killed, including children. Eternal memory to all those who were killed, and a speedy recovery to the wounded people.
Давайте, мужики, забираємо їх. Беремо, акуратно, акуратно.
Сейчас, все хорошо будем. Ну мы с тобой рядом вместе, все хорошо. Давай, мы сейчас, дядя, попробуй, я там тебе валом. Алло, пап, возле кафе Ман на перекрестке. Давай, папуль, жду быстрее, пожалуйста.
Мамі там уже допомогу оказують.
Пожалуйста, спасіть її, пожалуйста. За мене можете не переживати.
Потримай. Нормально?
Та нормально.
Одійди руки.
The footage shows emergency workers applying tourniquets, bandaging and cleaning wounds and evacuating the people who were injured. The camera also captured an emotional conversation between a wounded teenager, his father and the police. "Hello, Dad, I'm by the cafe at the crossroads. Please come as fast as you can," the boy said on the phone. He was then told that medical aid was already being given to his mother. "Please save her, don't worry about me," he added. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has announced his readiness to buy 10 Patriot air defense systems from the United States for $15 billion and the readiness of European partners to help finance the deal, reported by Zelensky in an interview with the CBS. Zelensky noted that Ukraine has not received the additional Patriot systems that were promised at the NATO summit in Washington.
I respect the choice of the United States. But when the United States did not give us such systems or did not sell them, we are ready for any format. The question is not about money.
He said that some European partners are ready to help financially with the purchase of these systems.
But the US says there is no possibility today, but at the same time, they are selling such systems, for example, to Israel. I'm not saying that Israel doesn't need them, but if we are partners, can't they find a way to protect Ukraine?
Zelensky noted that he outlined various options in a conversation with US President Donald Trump.
There is a Patriot system, and you have a lot of them, and you have production. There are several steps to protect Ukraine. Step number one system that costs $1.5 billion. We are ready to buy at least 10 systems to cover some cities, only civilians and city centers where people are crowded. This is $15 billion US. We are ready to pay this $15 billion US. We will find this money and we will pay everything.
The second option, as he said, is license to manufacture the systems and the corresponding missiles, and he has asked the current and previous US administrations for this. He also mentioned the countries in the Middle East, Europe and Asia where US Patriot systems are deployed and where there are no military operations that could be transferred to Ukraine. Zelensky added, "We were even ready to lease them. There are many formats to ensure this. We need a desire." Without American support, Ukraine would suffer heavy losses. At the same time, for Kyiv, there is no other path but to end the war justly, President Volodymyr Zelensky says in an interview with 60 Minutes.
I think that without the US, we will suffer many losses, both human and territorial. Such losses are possible. Without a doubt, without the US, it will be difficult to achieve that desired goal. To end the war as soon as possible and to have a just peace. Without the US, there will be more losses. That's a fact.
According to Zelensky, he would not want to even consider a scenario in which Ukraine would have to fight the enemy without American support. Still, one way or another, Kyiv will finish this war and will do it justly for Ukraine. There is no other way and it cannot be otherwise, the Ukrainian president added. That's all for today. Thanks for watching this video. Like and subscribe.